finally home, as you can probably see. Now I do have a few other videos which are like still to go up, which I filmed on holiday, but I just kind of wanted to show you these bits first just because I am so excited. So I think I lasted like one day after filming my TK Maxx haul before I went back to TK Maxx, and I also went to Matalan as well and got some things. So I'm just going to film two separate videos of what I got from each shop. I'm going to start with the Matalan one just because I have literally just done a TK Maxx haul. So I don't usually shop in Matalan, it's not the kind of shop that I tend to really go in. But I was told that they are one of the first UK shops to have their Halloween range out, and I went and I was so excited. So I bought various different things. Some things I did actually get through the post because I couldn't find them in my local store. And then I actually went to the shop and got some things as well. So this is the first thing I got, and this is a light up pumpkin. I did expect it to be a tiny bit bigger from the pictures online, but it only cost me £5 anyway, so it wasn't too expensive. It's kind of like those classic letter lights, you know, where you get a letter with little lights around it, but it's of course in a pumpkin shape, and it is made out of that same kind of like tin metal kind of feel. It is quite light, and then it does have lights that go all the way around the outside. It does actually need batteries, which I do not have, so I will insert a clip now to show you what it looks like when it is lit up. And it does actually have an on-off switch at the back, so you can sort of hang this up on the wall or stand it and then turn it off and on when you please. I have to say it's not my favourite Halloween thing that I got from Matalan, but I do like the face of the pumpkin. It has like quite a classic looking face. I think it would go quite nicely either like in the corner of a shelf or on a desk or something. So the next thing I got is literally one of my favourite things which I saw in the Matalan range. It's in loads of pieces, so I'm just going to assemble it so you can see what the finished product looks like. I have since been back into Matalan and they were selling these, so that's the reason why I haven't yet opened it, because I knew like exactly what I was getting. And on the contrary, this one is a lot bigger than I expected it to be. So it's quite a sort of similar piece to the candle holder that I got from TK Maxx. However, this one, you put the tea lights in these little sort of spider web cups and then you kind of hang them off. And there are 3 hooks, so you end up with 3 of these little spiderweb bowls as such. So hopefully you can see the whole thing there. It is all varying different heights, which I really like, and it does seem to be a really good quality. It did cost me £8, so it was a little bit more expensive than the other pieces I bought from Matalan, but I definitely feel like it was worth it. And this will go really nicely with my TK Maxx candlelight holder. I did recently get a spider like tea light holder from a car boot sale, so I feel like these will all go so nicely in a set together. So I really liked these little cups. I felt like they were very sort of unique. I haven't seen anything like this so far in the stores, and I do like the fact that it is sort of spiderweb all the way around, and then the little sort of bit for the tea light is kind of suspended in mid-air almost. And each of them do bear a tiny little spider on them as well. The spider is made out of a thinner metal, so it can quite easily be bent. Like one of my legs has been bent down in the post, but it's quite easy to kind of mould back to how you want it to look. And the chain attaches on either side and hangs like that, so that it sort of swings all. I wouldn't put this outside sort of in the wind or anything, because I have a slight fear that it would sort of swing around and the candle would go flying and set the whole house afire. So I'm probably going to have this as like an inside piece, but I feel like it would look so pretty kind of as a centre table piece. Though it is quite tall, it does have a nice sturdy base as well, so that means that it's not going to go anywhere. And I like the fact that the base doesn't actually have anything at the bottom, so you can add your own little decorations. I'm thinking of putting some spiders or something climbing up, or even some spider webs sort of curled around these little hoops. So next up are all the bits which I bought from the actual shop. Now there are a few things in here which are for my Halloween sort boxes. One of the people already know what they're getting just because I had already showed them, because we had agreed that we were going to buy them. So I will show you them anyway. So I got some little bowls. Now I absolutely fell in love with these as soon as I saw them. So this first one is obviously a little pumpkin bowl. Although it is quite shallow, you could still put either like crisps or little sweeties or something in here. But I think I'll probably use mine for jewellery and more as like a display piece. As you can see from the sticker, it did only cost me £1.50, so it was really cheap. And I really like the fact that it has like little like details on the stalk. The only thing I don't like about the little pumpkin light that I bought is the fact that the stalk is like orange and it's not black. So I quite like the fact that they've got the detail in there. It does seem to be a really good quality. It is a ceramic and I absolutely love ceramic things. It does say that it's not suitable for the dishwasher, freezer or microwave. I feel like this would be best for like sweets or something along those lines. It's quite easy to clean off and it's not gonna like stick to it or anything. But as I said, I'll probably use mine for like knickknacks and bits and bobs and things. So it probably won't even have food in it. So I bought all three of the different bowl styles. So the next one was a ghost. I feel like he looks like a pretty classic old school ghost. Again, he was £1.50 and he's like exactly the same depth as the pumpkin one. So they go together really nicely. The only problem I found with these ghosts is a lot of them have tiny little chips on them, just where they've been stored and like shipped, I guess, to the shop. But you really can't notice, especially the fact that the ghosts are white. So when they chip, the ceramic underneath is white anyway, so it's not so obvious. As I said, I did literally buy 2 of each of these bowls. So the next one, and this is potentially my favourite one because it is a kitten. So this is a little witch kitten bowl. Its face is in the sort of bottom as the bowl as such, and then it does have this added little witch's hat, which I think is such a nice little feature. I really love it when Halloween decorations of kittens and black cats have fangs. I don't know why, I just think it's so exciting. And the only other thing that I would add to this is possibly to give it green eyes, but other than that it's absolutely perfect. I like the use of the orange for the hat. I think it does give a really Halloweeny feel, and I will definitely 100% be using this all year round. Now, I keep meaning to do a kitten update because my little kitten is definitely not as tiny anymore. Look at the size of this beast. He is so big. He now spends most of his time outside, hence why you probably never see him anymore because he's just outside chasing leaves. He like fully goes outside when he needs a toilet. He's learned how to use the cat flap. He's just so clever. The only thing is he's still a little bit too playful and young to want my cuddles. He still just wants to go out and attack things. And on the subject of kittens, I did also buy a little tea light holder, which is kind of matching and the same as the cat bowl which I bought. So they go together quite nicely. It's just a sort of smaller version. Again, this was £1.50 and it just has a hole at the back for putting the tea light in. There was 3 styles of these candlelight holders, but I only got 2 styles. So if you are the couple that I'm selling a Halloween swap box to, unless you want another spoiler, I would stop watching now because I also got them a little pumpkin one. I thought this would go really nicely, and because it's quite small, I feel like it will ship really easily to America. It only cost me £1.50. Of course I got one for myself as well because I do collect pumpkins, especially ceramic ones, and I really like these. I felt like they were really detailed, and although you can get quite similar and slightly bigger ones of these from Poundland, I just felt that they were just so much more of a high quality. I loved all the detail and the paint and everything, and I just couldn't resist for £1.50. So those were all the things which I got from Matalan. I'm sure that they'll be bringing out a few more things. Not quite sure what sort of things they bring in. England has definitely been stepping up their game this year, and a lot more shops are bringing things out, so I'm not sure what their range was like last year, but I'm really pleased with the things I got. I will go and check them out again, see if they've got any more things in their range. So I'm now going to film another TK Maxx haul. I did get some really cool things. I went to another TK Maxx and they had a whole different range in there, so I did end up spending a lot again. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're having a lovely week. If you've got any questions or comments, please do leave them below. If it's this sunny where you are, I hope you're enjoying the shade, and I will see you really soon for another Halloween haul. Bye! Hi guys, so I'm I'm finally home, as you can probably see. Now I do have a few other videos which are like still to go up, which I filmed on holiday, but I just kind of wanted to show you these bits first just because I am so excited. So I think I lasted like one day after filming my TK Maxx haul before I went back to TK Maxx, and I also went to Matalan as well and got some things. So I'm just going to film two separate videos of what I got from each shop. I'm going to start with the Matalan one just because I have literally just done a TK Maxx haul. So I don't usually shop in Matalan, it's not the kind of shop that I tend to really go in. But I was told that they are one of the first UK shops to have their Halloween range out, and I went and I was so excited. So I bought various different things. Some things I did actually get through the post because I couldn't find them in my local store. And then I actually went to the shop and got some things as well. So this is the first thing I got, and this is a light up pumpkin. I did expect it to be a tiny bit bigger from the pictures online, but it only cost me £5 anyway, so it wasn't too expensive. It's kind of like those classic letter lights, you know, where you get a letter with little lights around it, but it's of course in a pumpkin shape or anything, because I have a slight fear that it would sort of swing around and the candle would go flying and set the whole house afire. So I'm probably going to have this as like an inside piece, but I feel like it would look so pretty kind of as a centre table piece. Although it is quite tall, it does have a nice sturdy base as well, so that means that it's not going to go anywhere. And I like the fact that the base doesn't actually have anything at the bottom, so you can add your own little decorations. I'm thinking of putting some spiders or something climbing up, or even some spider webs sort of curled around these little hoops. So next up are all the bits which I bought from the actual shop. Now there are a few things in here which are for my Halloween sort boxes. One of the people already know what they're getting just because I had already showed them, because we had agreed that we were going to buy them. So I will show you them anyway. So I got some little bowls. Now I absolutely fell in love with these as soon as I saw them. So this first one is obviously a little pumpkin bowl. Although it is quite shallow, you could still put either like crisps or little sweeties or something in here. But I think I'll probably use mine for jewellery and more as like a display piece. As you can see from the sticker, it did only cost me £1.50, so it was really cheap. And I really like the fact that it has like little like details on the stalk. The only thing I don't like about the little pumpkin light that I bought, however, this one, you put the tea lights in these little sort of spider web cups, and then you kind of hang them off. And there are 3 hooks, so you end up with 3 of these little spider web bowls as such. So hopefully you can see the whole thing there. It is all varying different heights, which I really like, and it does seem to be a really good quality. It did cost me £8, so it was a little bit more expensive than the other pieces I bought from Matalan, but I definitely feel like it was worth it. And this will go really nicely with my TK Maxx candlelight holder. I did recently get a spider like tea light holder from a car boot sale, so I feel like these will all go so nicely in a set together. So I really liked these little cups. I felt like they were very sort of unique. I haven't seen anything like this so far in the stores, and I do like the fact that it is sort of spiderweb all the way around, and then the little sort of bit for the tea light is kind of suspended in mid-air almost. And each of them do bear a tiny little spider on them as well. The spider is made out of a thinner metal, so it can quite easily be bent. Like one of my legs has been bent down in the post, but it's quite easy to kind of mould back to how you want it to look. And the chain attaches on either side and hangs like that, so that it sort of swings all. I wouldn't put this outside sort of in the wind, and it is made out of that same kind of like tin metal kind of feel. It is quite light, and then it does have lights that go all the way around the outside. It does actually need batteries, which I do not have, so I will insert a clip now to show you what it looks like when it is lit up. And it does actually have an on-off switch at the back, so you can sort of hang this up on the wall or stand it and then turn it off and on when you please. I have to say it's not my favourite Halloween thing that I got from Matalan, but I do like the face of the pumpkin. It has like quite a classic looking face. I think it would go quite nicely either like in the corner of a shelf or on a desk or something. So the next thing I got is literally one of my favourite things which I saw in the Matalan range. In loads of pieces, so I'm just going to assemble it so you can see what the finished product looks like. I have since been back into Matalan and they were selling these, so that's the reason why I haven't yet opened it, because I did know because I knew like exactly what I was getting. And on the contrary, this one is a lot bigger than I expected it to be. So it's quite a sort of similar piece to the candle holder that I got from TK Maxx. Is the fact that the stalk is like orange and it's not black. So I quite like the fact that they've got the detail in there. It does seem to be a really good quality. It is a ceramic and I absolutely love ceramic things. It does say that it's not suitable for the dishwasher, freezer or microwave. I feel like this would be best for like sweets or something along those lines. So it's quite easy to clean off and it's not gonna like stick to it or anything. But as I said, I'll probably use mine for like knickknacks and bits and bobs and things. So it probably won't even have food in it. So I bought all three of the different bowl styles. So the next one was a ghost. I feel like he looks like a pretty classic old school ghost. Again, he was £1.50 and he's like exactly the same depth as the pumpkin one. So they go together really, really nicely. The only problem I found with these ghosts is a lot of them have tiny little chips on them, just where they've been stored and like shipped, I guess, to the shop. But you really can't notice, especially the fact that the ghosts are white. So when they chip, the ceramic underneath is white anyway, so it's not so obvious. As I said, I did literally buy 2 of each of these bowls. So the next one, and this is potentially my favourite one because it is a kitten. So this is a little witch kitten bowl. Its face is in the sort of bottom as the bowl as such, and then it does have this added little witch's hat, which I think is such a nice little feature. I really love it when Halloween decorations of kittens and black cats